Ideas and the imagination. An idea is a target that beckons. Ideas animate, inspire, grab, and transform purpose into action. Ideas, especially the good ones, are fragile and mercuric. They often stun us with their brilliance and perfection. They can force their way into our minds at moments of leisure, while bathing, exercising, swinging in a hammock, or driving to work, or can vanish as quickly as they came, disappearing into the forest of our minds, never to be conjured up again. Whenever and wherever they enter, I've come to learn that ideas, the product of the human mind, are the world's most valuable things. People tend to underestimate their own ideas simply because they're formed in the habit of underestimating themselves. Amazingly, even within the top echelons of business and industry, high-paid executives have developed the tendency to devalue their own ideas. Throughout society, we tend to give others credit for being smarter, quote unquote, or more creative. Experts point out that most people don't receive many ideas because they've never recognized their importance or the means of developing them. To develop good ideas, we need an active, inquiring, creative mind. We need to develop the habit of questioning everything, realizing that nothing is as good as it will be, and that we live in a state of constant change. Ideas are aesthetic and moral, as well as emotionally idealistic. Keep in mind that the idea we are searching for is never beyond our reach. One 19th century inventor wrote, "We have had our solutions for a long time, yet we don't know how we are to arrive at them." George Washington Carver knew what he was looking for when he decided to find multiple uses for the peanut. Once that decision was reached, he was able to find the ideas he needed, as difficult as it was. You might say that not everyone is able to do what Dr. Carter did. Well, you're right, because not everyone is searching for 300 uses for the peanuts. In fact, most people are quite content with the life they already lead, as unimaginative as that may be. The point I wish to emphasize is that once you know what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, you will reach your goal if you dare to unleash your imagination. The process is not difficult to understand. Just imagine St. Paul, a man of enormous ability, who might have led the Sanhedrin, but for the sake of his idea, was forced to sow tents for his daily bread. Picture him condemned to the gallows at Caesarea, incarcerated a year later in Rome, beaten by his oppressors, despised by his own. Yet the grand idea of the unity of humanity that consumed his soul enabled him to master his circumstances and turn from despair to hope in the process. When Peter Bino set a goal to own a professional basketball team, and when Percy Sutton sought to acquire a string of radio stations, they were focusing on worthwhile and attainable objectives. I always keep my creative forces at work by keeping my eyes open, says Sutton, founder and president of Inner City Broadcasting. Peter Bino, one-time co-owner of the Denver Nuggets basketball team, says, "Everything that I achieved began with an idea. The secret of my success involves being able to distinguish good ideas from bad ones." During my visit to the headquarters of Joshua Smith, founder of the Maxima Corporation, one of his associates said of him, "The vision inside of his head is crystal clear. That he cannot be turned from it or corrupted by outside influences is the key to his success." And Clarence O. Smith, co-founder and president of Essence magazine, concurs. "The key to success," he says, "is not what you have, but what you look forward to." There are plenty of good ideas left to be forged in our world. Everything has not been discovered, uncovered, or invented. All good things have not been created. There are endless opportunities, enough to challenge the most creative soul. Most assuredly, I say to you, he who believes in me, the works that I do, he will do also, and greater works than these will he do. But we observe, study, think, and finally act. A philosopher once wrote, "There's not much to do but bury a man when the last of his dreams is dead." Why? Because thousands of men and women have made vast sums of money from ideas that others casually dismissed. Victor Hugo, the French poet and playwright, was correct. He wrote more than a century ago, "Nothing in this world is so powerful as an idea whose time has come." And it's equally true that there's nothing in this world of less value than an idea about which nothing is done. The greatest fortune that anyone can lay claim to is one good idea. Creative thinking puts a fresh, new face on our world. All of our progress has come, now comes, and will come as a result of creative thinking, using our brains creatively. But what is a brain? It's a priceless resource that is given to each of us free at birth. It's as though the Creator said, "Here you are. You now have a copy of the creative agent that produced the plays of Shakespeare, bridged San Francisco Bay, choreographed the dance steps of Katharine Graham, inspired Maya Angelou to write an inauguration poem, and harnessed the energy of the sun. I put it into your keeping for the span of your life. Do with it what you will. Yes, you have a gold mine between your ears, in your mind and your imagination. But for most of us, owning this greatest of all earthly possessions is like owning some complex, unsolvable puzzle containing at its heart a jewel of great value. To use it effectively, we must tap the power within that will enable us to solve the puzzle and find its treasure. A gift at birth. Imagination, the personal search for truth and ideas, is the element that separates us from everything else in nature. Our very existence is derived from the power that exists in our minds. Most of the earth's creatures have been given the gift of concealment through protective coloring. In fact, throughout the animal kingdom, those that need concealment blend in so well with their natural surroundings that when they lie motionless, they become virtually invisible. This quality protects them from their predators or their quarry. These creatures, through the endless ages of evolution, have conformed to their environment and copied the appearance of their natural surroundings. But what of mankind? He is among the weakest physically of all creatures. He can be killed by a leopard 1/4 its weight, or by a virus that is invisible. He has no protective coloring at all, but can easily be seen in any type of environment. He can't run fast enough to escape any animal bent on catching him. He can't swim very far, and he has no claws or sharp teeth, has weak vision, and can hardly climb a tree. He can't even catch a kitten that doesn't want to be caught. But he was given a priceless treasure, a fortune. He was armed with the ability to reason, the capacity to think, and the use of his imagination. Because he can think, he doesn't need to blend in with his environment. He can make his environment change to match him. In fact, just as you can tell the type of country an animal comes from by looking at the patterns of its coloring, you can often tell the type of ideas a person has by observing his or her surroundings. Environment fits the person just as an animal fits its environment. The extent to which an individual uses the gift of imagination will determine the kind of individual and the kind of environment in which he or she will live. Only mankind can alter the scenery to match his needs, his desires. By changing himself, he changes his surroundings and is thereby ruler over everything. Thanks to this concept, he solves the riddle of life-shortening diseases, travels at the speed of sound, swims to the bottom of the ocean, and will one day visit the farthest planets of the universe. Yet, this is the source of the most disturbing paradox. With the greatest treasure within their grasp, the majority of people neither know they possess it nor use it, but spend the bulk of their time criticizing and mimicking others, playing a worthless game of conformity. No two of them are exactly alike, yet they pretend they are by allowing others to do their thinking. They have in their possession the most precious treasure on earth, and they don't even open the box. Paradise Lost. In John Milton's Paradise Lost, Satan tells us the mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. No one knows or can even guess the uncounted millions who are living in virtual heaven of opportunity in every area of their lives, and yet turn it instead into a living hell. So many people have every opportunity to love, yet they hate. They have every opportunity to trust, yet they distrust. They have every opportunity to work and give of themselves, yet they hold back in the suspicious dread that they're being cheated. They have every opportunity to share in the wealth of the richest society since the beginning of the world, yet they sit and grumble because it's not simply given to them. They're ignorant, though they are surrounded on every side with a free and abundant opportunity to learn their full capacity. The public libraries in their towns and cities are half empty, waiting in vain for all to enter and learn. Their schools and parents beg them to continue their education to qualify themselves for the fast-changing world, but they drop out. In every walk of life, in every stratum of society, you can see their bitter, desolate expressions, the hollow eyes and listless hands of those whose minds have been condemned to experience a hell of heaven. Seneca, the Roman philosopher and dramatist, wrote, "A great, a good, and a right mind is a kind of divinity lodged in flesh, and may be the blessing of a slave as well as a prince. It came from heaven, and to heaven it must return. It's a kind of heavenly felicity which a pure and virtuous mind enjoys, in some degree, even on earth. Geoffrey Chaucer, the 14th century English poet, wrote, "My mind to me a kingdom is. Such present joys therein I find that it excels all other bliss that earth affords." Every person's mind is his kingdom, and he is the reigning monarch that decides what kind of a kingdom it is to be, bleak or beautiful, rich or poor, interesting or dull, happy or unhappy. The most important moment of our lives occurs when we understand that we can fashion our lives by shaping our imagination. What digging, plowing, and cultivating are to land, thinking, reflecting, and dreaming are to the imagination. We know the soil is rich. The harvest is up to us. Discover the power within. Wouldn't it be nice to own a master key that could unlock everything? That could unlock the doors to success, relationships, wealth, health, wisdom, and more important, every problem that you've ever confronted? Well, prepare yourself, for you are about to receive your master key to life. Imagine that you're standing on a platform facing a crowd of prominent leaders, well-wishers, and everyone that you've grown to respect and admire throughout your life. Standing next to you is a stately-looking gentleman, splendidly dressed in business attire. His presence is commanding. His face is lined with compassion. His eyes sparkle like nuggets of gold. In his hands, he holds a large brass key. The man turns to you and says, "It is my profound pleasure to present to you the official key to life. Please accept it with our congratulations and best wishes. Use this key to unlock every door that is closed to you." Then he hands you the key and a booklet entitled Official Key to Life Manual, 1001 Uses. As he does, the crowd of well-wishers breaks into enthusiastic applause. You receive the key gladly, holding it firmly with both hands. You notice that your name is engraved on the shaft in elegant italicized letters. The key radiates the same forceful presence as the elder statesman. As you descend the platform steps, your sense of anticipation builds. You hurry to your seat and sit down, placing the key in your lap. Although you're not usually one to read instructions, this time you do. The Official Key to Life Manual suggests that you keep this key with you at all times. It explains that the key has two unique properties. One, it automatically changes size to solve any problem, large or small. And two, it eventually unlocks any kind of challenge or difficulty, so that no door can prevent you from experiencing your true destiny. The manual lists a number of ways in which the key can be used. Here are a few of them. To unlock success, picture either a closed door marked success or your main desire. Place the key into the lock and turn. The door swings open, and now you are in possession of your heart's desire. To unlock love, picture a heart that has been abandoned or a relationship gone sour. Maybe it's boarded up and dark. The lock is rusty, but your key unlocks it. love and light pour out. To unlock wealth, picture abundance, feel prosperity. Set a specific dollar figure you intend to acquire and visualize yourself in possession of these riches. Become a clear thinker. Insert the key and turn. As you do, you will unlock the door to your personal fortune and lock out all thoughts of poverty and failure. To unlock health, picture a sound body and firm heart. Every day, visualize the level of fitness that you desire locked behind a glass cabinet door. Your key unlocks your fountain of youth. These are only a few ways in which your key to life can unlock any problem. You'll think of many other uses. Carry your key with you at all times. Use it anytime a problem or challenge arises. Your master key can help set you free. This lesson centers on a discovery I made that has brought me a more than satisfactory share of the good things in life. When properly used, this same gift will help you gain a greater abundance of whatever it is that you deeply desire. I know you will be able to gain your goals of love, success in your field, fame, fortune, and vibrant good health. You won't have to use this trial and error methods I used, for I have outlined the route that you can quickly and easily follow to reach your goals. You see, within every human being is an infinite, unlimited, and powerful force that works better than the most sophisticated modern computer. That infinite, unlimited source of supply is the subconscious mind, the center of all creative activity.